Welcome everyone. Today I am going to be ranking every Alvin and the Chipmunks movie from the worst to the best. Alright, full disclosure, of course my list isn't the right list, it's just my list, and I would love to see your list. Granted, the few people who actually watch these movies, but I'd still like to see your list in the comments below. Alright, let's get to the main video. Coming in last place is the original Alvin and the Chip. Okay, don't get me wrong, I like this movie. I like all these movies. It's just I like the one that's ahead of it better. Alvin and the Chip, the first one, it's pretty good. I think it's definitely a really good. It's not a horrible movie. It's good enough. I think the thing that all these movies have in common is they have like really weak villains. Like Ian, he's the villain of this movie, and the Squeakquel. We'll get to that in a bit. He's not that great of a villain. So other than that, this is an enjoyable movie. I'd definitely watch it again. So, coming in third place is Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked. Alright, so I was kind of debating on this placement for number 3 and 2, but I think Chipwrecked is a little bit less enjoyable than the Squeakquel. One thing I really like about this movie is Simon. Simon gets a lot of screen time in this movie, and I really like it. I really like Simon in this movie. He's very cool. I think it's definitely a good follow-up to the second movie. But the thing I don't like about this is that there's not much music. But other than that, and actually the runtime's kind of slow. But I think other than that, it's an enjoyable movie to watch. I would recommend it. Coming in second place, we've got Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel. Like I said with a bunch of other sequels, this movie does what you want a sequel to do. Picks up where the last one left off and doubles it. I think this movie is awesome, and it's actually really underrated. I think a lot of people trash talk this movie way too much, but I think it's very good. I think it's a really good movie, and I think everyone in this movie is great, especially the Chipettes. They were great in this movie. I think they were great as like love interests for the Chipmunks. I think they worked well in that role, but for some reason in the later movies, the roles got smaller and smaller, and by the time we got to Road Trip, they were only in the movie for like 10 minutes, and then they left. It's kind of disappointing to see them leave, but it's fine. Overall, this movie is very good. But coming in first place is Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Trip. Alright, first of all, this movie came out way after, 4 years after Chipwrecked. And it did not disappoint. I actually saw this movie in theaters, but I forgot everything that happened. But then I watched it again for the preparation of this video, and it's actually a very good movie. I like the arc between Miles and the Chipmunks. I think the way they grew the arc was really great. I don't like the villain. The villain in this movie is probably my least favorite. And definitely, he's just so annoying. He didn't even do anything to help the plot. He was just kind of there. Also, the pop culture references in this movie are so good. And they sang one of my favorite songs, Uptown Funk. So that's also bonus points for me. And I think it was also a great ending to this quadrilogy. Alright, that's my ranking of all the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. As always, my list isn't the right list. It's just my list. I would love to see your list. Put it down in the comments below. But please be civil. We are all born with different opinions. So, that's it.